Do you know that nagging back pain that won't go away, or like that neck tension that you feel, or the jaw clenching when you wake up, or these mysterious aches that seem to come out of nowhere? What if I told you that it's not just physical? What if your pain is actually a signal not of injury, but of perhaps unprocessed emotions, unprocessed stress? What if your nervous system is crying out, screaming for balance? And maybe you've been treating the symptom, but not the source. I want to dive in. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. This is your destination, your oasis to be all things just a little bit more brave. And today we are braving pain. We are reframing pain. And I want to dive in on a topic that I think it affects all of us at some point or another. And I think that for a lot of us, we can either we minimize it or we try to numb that pain. And I'm all about being your guide to all things nervous system rituals and reclaiming your energy. Now, I want to talk about a topic that's so close to home for so many of us, chronic pain. And we're not just talking about ice packs, posture fixes, because yes, that's great. All of those things are amazing, but I want to really go deeper, like the underbelly, into the link between stress, the nervous system, and honestly, how the body holds score and how our body holds pain. Because here's the truth, so much of the pain we feel is not about what's wrong with our body. It's what your body is literally screaming to say. When we experience stress, whether it's mental, emotional, or environmental, our nervous system shifts into fight or flight. And whatever your trauma response was growing up as a kid, like maybe for some of you, that means your cortisol spikes. Maybe your muscle sense. Maybe you clench your jaw. Maybe you're breathing shallows where you're not fully deeply breathing. And if we don't discharge that stress, like shake it away or move it, our body will store that stagnant energy. Did you know that when we cry, our literal tears coming out of our body is literally cortisol in salt water? And that's one of the physical releases that we basically remove stress from our bodies physically. Over time, this can become a loop. Stress leads to muscle tension, which leads to more inflammation, which leads to more pain and more stress. Guess what? We end up living in a body that's constantly bracing for impact, even when the danger is long gone. Now, here's a few signs that your nervous system might actually be dysregulated and contributing to your pain: recurring headaches or migraines, neck or back tightness that flares during emotional stress. And sometimes some of our emotions or unpressed emotions kind of come through in the form of an organ flaring up or parts of our body flaring up. Digestive issues that feel worse when you're anxious, clenched jaw or grinding your teeth that causes tension headaches or migraines, that wired and tired and feeling you're exhausted, but you can't relax, or you're going to keep going and going and going. Does that sound familiar? And I know I've been there. I've been there many times. This isn't in your head, this is in your nervous system. If your nervous system doesn't know how to sit still, if your nervous system doesn't know how to regulate yourself, then you are on the road for burnout. So, what do we do then? You're probably saying, okay, Neeta, you're talking about all this, but is there something that I can actually do? And I want to really share some of my favorite ways, three of them, to help you reset your nervous system and help your body release pain from the inside out. Okay. So, the first one is I want you to really ground your senses. I mean, like stretch. And as you're watching or listening to this, just like tilt your head from side to side and back forward. I feel like a lot of times we are holding so much tension, but we're not stretching. We're not allowing ourselves to release certain tension points in our body. Your body needs to feel safe in order to let that stuff go. That means like slowing down and engaging your senses. Let's see if we can do that. Engage your senses. And I'm talking about the five senses, right? Touch, smell, taste, sound, sight. One of my favorite ways, Well, if you haven't been here long enough, you know what I'm going to say. Now, for me, it has been and always been, I mean, not just a warm hug, because that is like, my one of my biggest things is I love touch, and touch is amazing. And you can also put your hand over your heart. This is one of the fastest ways, mamas, to regulate yourself when your kids are disruptive or your nervous system, or you just feel like you are going to say something that you're going to regret later. I literally put my hand over my heart and I say, "You got this. You're brave. You're strong. You are serving love. You're brave. You're strong. You're serving love." That moment literally calms me down. But my other favorite way is a warm cup of chai. I know, and it's simple. The thing is it's simple. It's honestly that moment where you actually can tactile hold that cup of chai, and you can stop, you can hold that mug, bring it to your lips. And I'm just imagining myself inhaling this invisible cup of chai and inhaling the spices, and I can already feel my nervous system relax. I don't have a cup of chai in front of me, but it relaxes my whole nervous system just because this has been a neural network and a neural pathway that I've trained my body with a vision, with a visual, to actually reset my body. But it's also why I created Chai Tonics, my other company, because it's an adaptogenic Ayurvedic blend. So it's luxury Ayurveda meets functional wellness. These are functional ingredients that help you calm your nervous system while also tantalizing your senses. So the smell, the taste, the touch, the aroma, the deep nourishment, the calm, this ritual really helps you reconnect and regulate. This is where we get to be in our feminine, because in our masculine, we're constantly do, 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 do. And I know we are constantly talking about, the differences between masculine and feminine. And I have other episodes about masculine and feminine energies. And, the masculine allows us to do, it allows us to provide, it allows us to achieve, it allows us to take action. But the feminine sometimes just wants you to receive, wants you to rest, wants you to surrender, wants you to soften, wants you to just be. Whew. Okay, the second thing I want to talk about, the second thing that helps me calm my nervous system is vagal toning techniques. Okay, your vagus nerve is like the remote control for your calm. And I love this so much because I actually this year started to take voice lessons, and voice lessons have honestly been a savior. And no, I'm not trying to be Adele, like Adele or Rihanna, not trying to do that, but it really has been a gateway and if you've ever heard of voice activation is also a way for claiming or reclaiming your voice back. If you are one to speak slow or speak um, very softly, or you don't like to, raise your voice, or you've been told that you were too loud, so you shut your mouth, try humming or chanting or deep belly breathing, or even cold water on your face in the morning. Even gentle movement like dance, yoga, or swaying, moving your hips. But honestly, these help your body shift from stress mode into rest and repair mode. And a little bit more about vagal toning. So, humming, chanting, buzzing. I do this. If you've been with me for a long time, Brave Table fam, you've heard that in my book, That Suck Now What? How to Embrace the Joy and Chaos and Find Magic in the Mess. I'll link it below in the show notes if you are new here. It's won all of these awards, been a bestseller, but we talk about how to activate your vagus nerve. And when you are stressed, when your body is going through pain, the last thing you want to do is like voice activate. The last thing you want to do is hum or buzz or chant. But if you think about it, for these religious practices, in Hinduism or Buddhism, you're making these chants, you're saying these chants over and over again, and this activates your vagus nerve. It allows you to calm and rest your body. Same thing as a prayer would. And literally, you are allowing yourself to just be. and you're allowing yourself to calm your nervous system. Like when you've been singing that Mariah Carey or Boys to Men song, you're like way different. It's because you vagal toned and you are so much better, right? Okay, number three, embodiment. So feel these feelings. Sit with the uncomfortable feelings that you are trying to suppress. Because sometimes that physical pain, the underlying underbelly of the physical pain, is what you are too afraid to sit with. So whether it's journaling it out, crying it out, moving your body, and letting the untrapped feelings of rage, anger, resentment move through you. This isn't a weakness. This is really honoring your emotional intelligence. And honestly, this lesson hit hard after I had my daughter, my second child. I was so exhausted. I kept getting shoulder and neck pain. And honestly, I felt certain parts of my right hand go numb. And I was like, what is happening? And obviously, it was probably because I was holding her too much. And this was in the breastfeeding days. I had to wear like one of those arm braces when I was like holding her, because literally it was almost like I had a pinched nerve. And I mean, nothing helped. I was almost literally taking painkillers every day. It was not a good beat. I was not in a good place. And everything just felt like I didn't want to sing. I didn't want to do any of that. But it wasn't until I slowed down and paid attention to the pain and paid attention to, okay, what is my body telling me? Am I just not asking for help? And my body started to trust me again. My body, when I came back to the rituals to help me get back to presence, like my chai ritual, like making chai and allowing myself to slow down to sip my chai, that everything else could be a disaster. I could have clothes on the floor. I could have dirty poop diapers everywhere. I could have, you know, eh, basically toys everywhere. I had a 2.5-year-old as well as a newborn. I mean, it was chaos. But because I was sipping my chai, I had my ritual, I was doing things to support me, I could be with the messiness of that pain. I can be with the messiness of what's the underbelly of that pain? What is it trying to tell me? What is this numbness? And I realized that the numbness was me not asking for help. The numbness was for me not asking, "Hey, I can't do this by myself. I need just an hour for me. I just need 30 minutes for me." But this only happened when I was bringing back my chai ritual, which was a 7-minute ritual, sometimes 5, but for me to actually pour back into my cup. And this is the power of nervous system regulation. It's not just wellness fluff. This is the foundation of your healing. It starts back with a simplicity. So if you are struggling, mamas, with chronic pain or literally emotional exhaustion in your physical body, here's your invitation. Number one, pause, notice. Okay, let's do a body scan. Where is it that you feel that pain? Number two, create a ritual that makes you feel safe, that makes you feel held, that makes you feel like, okay, I'm not crazy. But number three, allow yourself to have that compassion for you and regulate yourself by doing some of these rituals, by pausing, by breathing before you react. And you can start with one thing. Maybe that is your morning chai or tea or coffee or a 5-minute breath practice, or maybe allowing yourself to play music or play something funny or something that gets you in the mood, or maybe even journaling or orating, putting your phone on voice notes and talking about what your pain is trying to tell you. Is it trying to tell you to ask for help? Is it trying to tell you slow down? Is it trying to tell you you are you are okay. You're going to get better. This is a slow journey. Don't give up. You are getting better with every single moment, every single day. And now, honestly, Chai Tonics was built for the mama, the go-getter, ready to slow down without giving up. This is her ritual to come back to herself. And if you have literally just not had the time or not had the energy or honestly not had the funk, because when you're in pain, you don't want to do anything. These are nervous system blends that help you get back into your system. So this is my invitation to you. Go ahead, you can try Tritonics. Your body is wise. Your pain is a messenger. What is it trying to tell you? And the healing starts when we listen. So, if this resonated, I would love if you're watching this on YouTube and if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, I'd love for you to hit the subscribe button, like this video. Let us know, what is one reminder you are taking with you today? What is that reminder of your pain, to sit with that uncomfortableness? It is messy. I know it can be chaotic. I know that it can be defeating or unhopeful for people, but I guarantee you, if you can choose that one thing that brings you back into your body, and you can say, hey, pain, what are you trying to tell me? Why are you here? What is there something that I need to know? Would love for you to subscribe for more nervous system healing, emotional resilience, and rituals for your soul. And of course, check out chitonics.com to find your ritual starter kit. You get a 1 month supply only when you use this code BRAVE for our Brave Table listeners, watchers. Share this with a friend, a family member, and you can begin your own sip and soothe journey. You deserve to feel so good, my loves, truly. And I want you to start there. You know I've got so much more in store for you. So if you are really ready to dive in and keep owning your emotions like the boss that you are, click right here. Go ahead, don't be shy. I'll see you in the next one. Keep shining.